Mufasa. Mufasa's death is one that has left a scar in audiences deeply. It wasn't just the fall from the cliff. It was the betrayal, the silence after the stampede, and the unbearable weight of Simba's grief. Mufasa wasn't just a king. He was a father, protector, and moral guide. His loss left Simba not only without a parent, but also drowning in guilt, believing he caused it. Scar's cruel manipulation only deepened the wound, cementing Mufasa's end as one of the darkest twists in a Disney film. What makes it unforgettable is the raw realism. Simba nudging his father's lifeless body, begging him to wake up. There's no magical resurrection, no comfort, just tragedy. For kids, it was the first time animation exposed them to death in such a visceral way. For adults, it was a reminder of how fragile love and family are. Mufasa's roar may have ended, but the heartbreak of that scene echoes forever. Bong. Among Pixar's most emotional gut punches, Bing Bong's death in Inside Out stands out because it isn't violent or cruel. It's about letting go of childhood. Bing Bong, Riley's forgotten imaginary friend, embodied pure joy, creativity, and innocence. He wanted nothing more than to make Riley happy. But as Joy and Bing Bong struggled to escape the memory dump, it became clear only one of them could make it out. With a laugh and a cheer, he jumped one last time, helping Joy to safety. Then came the quiet devastation. "Take her to the moon for me." In that single line, he accepted his fate, knowing Riley would never remember him again. His sacrifice wasn't just the loss of a character, it was the loss of wonder, of growing up, of realizing we can't hold on to everything we once loved. For children, it was a confusing sadness. For adults, it was a mirror, reflecting the moment innocence slips away forever. Hector. In Coco, the tragedy of Hector Rivera is not just his death, but the cruelty of being forgotten. Unlike other Pixar deaths, Hector's story is revealed in fragments, making the pain hit harder when the truth comes out. Once a loving father and musician, Hector only wanted to return to his family, but he was poisoned by his so-called friend, Ernesto de la Cruz. In the land of the dead, his existence hangs by a thread, fading as his daughter Coco slowly forgets him. The looming final death, when no living memory remains, is one of the darkest concepts Pixar has explored. What makes it heartbreaking is its emotional realism. Death isn't just physical, it's being erased from history, from love, from meaning. When Miguel sings "Remember Me," Hector is saved, but the weight of almost disappearing forever lingers. His story reminds us that memory keeps the dead alive, and losing that memory is the saddest death of all. The Iron Giant. A towering robot designed as a weapon, he defied his purpose by choosing peace, compassion, and friendship. His bond with Hogarth transformed him from a machine into something more human than many people around him. When the missile threatened to destroy the town, the giant made his choice. With a calm smile and a whispered word, Superman. He soared into the sky, knowing it would cost him everything. What makes this sacrifice so devastating is its purity. He wasn't repaying a debt or trying to save himself. He was saving others because it was right. The animation slows as he closes his eyes, arms outstretched, embracing his fate. For audiences, it was a gut punch. A gentle soul destroyed not by hate, but by love. His death wasn't just sad, it was heroic, teaching that who we choose to be matters more than what we were made for. Bambi's mom. Few deaths in animation are as iconic or as scarring as the death of Bambi's mother. For many, it was the first time they ever experienced grief on screen. The scene is deceptively simple, a serene winter day shattered by a hunter's gunshot. Bambi is told to run, but when the danger passes, he calls for his mother in the snow. The silence that follows is suffocating. What makes this moment unforgettable is the realism. Death is sudden, unfair, and permanent. For children, it was a shocking introduction to loss. For adults, it carries an even deeper sting, a reminder of parental love that can be taken away in an instant. Bambi's mother wasn't just a character, She represented safety, warmth, and childhood itself. Her death is why this film still haunts generations. Tadashi. The death of Tadashi Hamada in Big Hero 6 is one of those losses that feels unfair because it strikes down a character who radiated goodness. Tadashi wasn't a superhero or a fighter. He was Hero's older brother, mentor, and role model. He believed in Hero's genius when nobody else did, encouraging him to use his mind for something meaningful. But when a fire broke out at the showcase, Tadashi ran inside to save Professor Callahan, unaware it was a trap. The explosion took his life instantly. What makes this moment so heartbreaking is the ripple effect. Hero is left not just grieving, but consumed by guilt and anger, wishing he could have stopped his brother. Tadashi's kindness lingers through Baymax, the healthcare robot he created, but his absence is always felt. His death wasn't about heroics or sacrifice. It was about love, about trying to do the right thing, and paying the ultimate price. That makes it sting even more. Stoick. The death of Stoick the Vast in How to Train Your Dragon 2 is devastating because it comes from love and loyalty. Stoick wasn't just Hiccup's father, he was a leader, protector, and the heart of Berk. For most of the series, their relationship was strained. Stoick wanted a warrior son, while Hiccup longed to be something different. But by the sequel, they had finally reconciled, finding common ground as equals. That makes his death all the more painful. During Drago's attack, Toothless is forced under the Alpha's control, and in a cruel twist, he fires at Hiccup. Stoick leaps forward without hesitation, shielding his son with his own body. The silence that follows is gut-wrenching. Hiccup left kneeling by his father, grappling with grief and guilt. What stings most is that Stoick died at the very moment he fully embraced his son for who he was. His sacrifice was pure, but it left a hole that could never truly be filled. Uncle Aaron. The death of Uncle Aaron in Into the Spiderverse is one of the most emotional blows in modern animation because of its duality. He was both family and foe. To Miles, Aaron was the cool uncle, the one who encouraged his art, gave him confidence, and made him feel understood. But when Miles discovers Aaron is secretly the Prowler, the betrayal is gutting. Yet the tragedy runs deeper. When faced with the choice to kill his own nephew, Aaron hesitates. That pause costs him his life as Kingpin turns on him. His final words to Miles are soft, filled with love, affirming that he was never truly the villain in his heart. The pain comes from Miles realizing the man he admired was flawed, torn between loyalty and crime, but ultimately still cared for him. Aaron's death becomes Miles' turning point, the moment he accepts the weight of being Spider-Man. It's heartbreaking because it's love wrapped in tragedy.